morning, everybody. Good morning, Madotsuki.
Good morning.
So first I want to give everyone a warning that it is storming where I am right now. So if the stream suddenly shuts off, it's because my power went out. The good news is, because it's storming, my dog is kind of scared this morning, so you all get to meet her. This is Aria. Good girl, Aria. Say hi to Irving and Mark Wallow.
She's so well behaved.
Yeah, she is. She's the queen. She is the queen of the house. Well, Amor Gammer, because this dog is going to be with us all stream, afraid of the storm. So we have sympathy. But what a week it's been in Forgotten Runiverse. Am I right, Aria and Madotsuki? Oh my goodness. We had the Runiverse Direct go live on Monday, which showcased everything we launched on Tuesday. And now, I mean, we're not going to have time to go over everything we covered in the Runiverse Direct. But if you would like to check it out, you can do !direct in Twitch chat, or you can just go find it pinned on X right now. So you can go check it out there. And we are going to go over kind of the basics. Yeah, Madam, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go over the basics of what we went through for the Guild Wars patch. So this patch has been, Dean says our mics are a little bit quiet, but this patch is the Guild Wars patch. It is the largest patch that we've had for the Runiverse since our launch of live service. With this patch, we have PvP, we have a continuation of our Pixels partnership from last time, we have guilds, we've got more lore included from the Scott of Winter Research Call, a lot of quality of life updates, such as the new map, we have better quest tracking, we have dungeon updates, we have more wild areas, there is energy systems for both the plots and for characters. There's rework for item infusions. There's temple sacrifice reworks. We have a roadmap for 2025 through 2026 open. So there's just a lot of stuff that we've been including pretty much in this patch and that we've covered in the Runiverse Direct itself. Definitely check out the Direct if you haven't. And then we also have some patch notes as well that we will be going through later. Like if you want to look at it in a written form, that kind of goes more into depth. But like a high overview of it is that we had like so much that we covered in this patch. It was a huge patch, and as the title states, Guild Wars, it's focusing on guilds and focusing on PvP. So PvP is going to be as the next chapter of what we have for Forgotten Universe in terms of content, and we've done a huge balance change in order to account for PvP. So a lot of your spells are going to have been upgraded as well. We'll go more into that a bit later. But if you haven't logged in yet, if you log in, you're going to see that there's going to be new barriers on your spells because we have a new revamp for PvP. Just so that way wizards can be they can focus more on their PvP builds, as in being focused more on roles for what they specifically want to achieve in PvP. So more on that later. We also have our PvP tournament that we have live. I'll leave it over to Helen so she can talk more about that.
Sure thing. So right now we are in the open qualifier round. You have until July 8th to participate in the open qualifier. Everyone is eligible, and to qualify, all you need is a team of 4 wizards from your guild to rank in the top 8 on the global leaderboards. Then we'll enter finals, which will be live streamed on Twitch. First place is going to win some pixels, but also this city plot with a Colosseum on it. And they'll have delegation rights for a month so that they have full control of it, and all the quant it generates, it's all going to that guild. And right now it's in the hands of some wonderful community creators. So until July 8th, you have to get into the top 8 for that one. Now let's get into those patch notes we were referring to. There were some things we covered in the Runiverse Direct broadly as a broad overview that we didn't quite get into in great detail until the patch notes. So that's what this is all about.
So some overview for patch notes that we have. We have some new wild areas. So those would be new areas on the map that are opened up for players to explore. Those are the Mirrored Forest and the Wild Canyon. Now there was a little bit confusion that I saw about these areas. They're not like new level cap areas. It's not as if you're gonna see um, monsters that are kind of like more challenging in these areas than we have previously released. But these are more kind of like expansions of like the world that we currently have in place. So if you're like a new player or like maybe like a mid, like in the mid levels, these are probably going to be more for you. And then as in general, as we expand the world, there is definitely going to be more expansions that are more geared towards high level. But this is more towards kind of like expanding out the experience for players that are getting into the game and reaching that level cap. So we have the Golden Cat. No, I'm sorry. We have the Golden Canyon as the first wild area. It's in the northern thicket east of the Hollow Tree. The level ranges are about level 7 to 9, and in order to unlock this area, you just have to complete the mining rates quest. Speak to Toasty, who is our new NPC, Bread Friend. We have lots of Bread Friend NPCs. For those who don't know, Bread Friend is a beloved character from the Forgotten Ruins IP. I started off as an Athenium collection item. So the Athenium collection were items that were given out for Halloween back in 2023, I believe. And Bread Friend was one of those items. There's one Bread Friend in particular that like everyone knows because it's like the standard spider Bread Friend of like a loaf. But for those who don't know the deeper lore of Bread Friends, there are multiple Bread Friends and they come in different varieties. And so we're kind of showcasing that in the game now. So there's like a Bread Friend baguette, and then there's Toasty, who's like a toasted Bread Friend. So in general, you're gonna see more Bread Friends. But anyway, you speak to Toasty, and he'll take you to the Golden Canyon and friend you to a quest line until you can unlock it. Next up, we actually have. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I finish that, there is a regional monster there, the War Drummer, which is the elite mob that you'll find there. And then you'll also find some other mobs there, like the Gunslinger and the Chemist. They're gonna be dropping the Cunning Shards, and then there's bug enemies there, like the Giant Ant and the Gigius Hornet, and those drop the Trip Chittling materials. Next up, we have the Mirrored Forest.
Indeed.
So, the Mirrored Forest.
I don't have an image for this one, Mado.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, wait, okay. I was like looking on I'm like, look at this react for the Mirrored Forest. Like, do we have the Mirrored Forest? Okay, alright, I'll go on and flood it. So, the Mirrored Forest is in the northern thicket. It's east of Hollow Tree. This is for level ranges 11 to 13, so this is definitely more of that mid-range level. It's accessible as soon as you discover it, so if you kind of just walk through it. It's designed to be a tougher alternative to the northern thicket. It's ideal for grinding, like right after you beat the Hollow Tree. It splits into two distinct paths as enemies. One of them has insects, the other has beasts. The regional threat for it is the corrupted gargantuan beetle. And as I said, you'll find beasts there. So you'll find like the wooden owl, you'll find the giant rat. I love the giant rat. You'll find bear. And then you'll also find more bugs, ants, giant hornets, and then you can find the feral and tearing shards from those monsters. Aside from that, we also have tons of improvements to dungeons. We've done a lot of rebalancing to enemies. We've also increased the drop rates significantly. So that also ties in kind of like we have an energy system that we implemented. And so like with that energy system, we balanced out drop rates a lot with it. We've also balanced out the boost potions in order to account for the improved drop rates. So in general, there's just a lot of changes that you're going to see to the PvE, as well as obviously the introduction of PvP. So we encourage everybody to go out and explore the new areas.
Lovely. We also...
To Helen.
See. So we have some new items in the Font of Memory. It rotated. There were some items that rotated through that are still available in dungeons and delves, but that you could get in the Font of Memory before, and now you can get new ones. So exclamation mark update if you want the patch notes with the full list. Pictured here, we have the brand new Ceratopsian mount, which is from one of the Warrior collection pets. It is inspired by that, and now you can ride it around the Runiverse. So that's fun to see. We also have the Guardian set, which has 3 tiers for you to enjoy. Those are new in the font. And we also, as our last note of what you can find if you do !update, we have a full spell and gear stat change breakdown. Now, about that, and this Amor Gaming and Mohammed Hossein, I see you in Twitch chat. I appreciate the high standards you have for us, I really do. And we've had a lot of discussions going on internally. Some of it was discussed in Mado's post yesterday, which I'm gonna let Mado touch on more.
Yeah. So, you know, with big updates, there tends to be like a lot of moving pieces, and then with a lot of those moving pieces, there's some things that, you know, don't really show up in internal testing. So after it went live, our devs have discovered that there was a couple of patches that were needed. So we ran a hot patch yesterday. It fixed a bunch of things that the community, based on community feedback. One of the things were we didn't roll over new old spells into the new values for spells, and that was done out of previous feedback I received from the community, based off of when we previously changed NFTs for downs reasons. There was a lot of feedback saying that people would prefer to keep their older values and kind of like have it as like, you know, a special like Gen 1 version of that item. And so the devs kind of took that to heart this time. They went against updating it, but we had, you know, lots of feedback from the community that they would much prefer to have the more improved spells because they were balanced for PvP, and with that balancing for PvP, most of the spells pretty much got like a buff across the board. So the patch addressed that. It kind of went and upgraded a whole bunch of the spells. There were lots of some gear changes as well, but because the patch was so huge just to upgrade the spells, we kind of split that off into 2 different patches. So later on today, you can expect to have the gear updated as well. We also have the devs looking into some issues regarding the energy system. So there were some reports of energy not restoring for certain players, and for the housing not giving energy bonuses that it should. So those are being looked into today, as well as like some other bugs, and the devs will be looking into patching them as soon as possible. And in general, you know, anything that you find, please bring it to our attention. This is early access, so there's expected to be a lot of changes. The devs are working very hard to make sure that everything is fun and playable. So if there's any issues, please bring it to our attention, and we'll be able to bring it to the devs, and they'll be on it as soon as possible. You can use the Twitch command !Discord, and you'll get more information from our announcement channel. So be sure to check our Discord out and get the full deets.
Yes, please do. Now I see Elon Musk 10 saying, "Let's go, big love to the team. Can't wait to see what's new and maybe win some mana too." I'm with ya, Elon. So if you haven't already on Twitch chat done !mana, please do to enter our giveaway. I want to answer another community comment I saw while we let you all get your !manas in. So I saw BRH Moraes and Runiverse Wielder in chat saying, would it be possible to add a feature for guild owners to allow them to teleport to their guild's lands without having to manually save the location? This feature would greatly ease navigation and coordination among guild members. And BRH Moraes was saying, I suggested this to Hugo this morning. Yes, we saw Hugo forwarded that to the team, and we were discussing how we might be able to implement something like this. So thank you for that feedback. We definitely want to make it easier for guilds to coordinate, collaborate. That's certainly why we have that whole list of communication features in the update notes. So, all right, I see the !manas. Should we do a 5-second countdown, Mado? Would you like to do the honors?
Sure, let's do it.
Cool.
5, 4, 3, 2, mana.
And our winner is Fabulationary. You would have just gotten a message from Nightbot in Twitch chat, so you know who you are. Please whisper the channel you're watching right now. Let us know either your email address or the wallet address you use in Forgotten Runiverse, and we will send you your prize. Okay, we'll do 2 more prizes throughout the stream. But first, I agree, Irving, it really is a fabulous name. Now, let's get into a bit of gameplay, shall we? First up, we thought we would create a guild. I want to be in Mado's guild. I don't know if you already have one, Mado, do you?
No, I did not. I was making a guild just for us so that we can get in.
Okay, sick. Let's do it. Whoa, I'm in the clouds. Judge Wizard Encampment.
Oh, that's funny. So this, I've actually seen some people have this happen. I think it's probably related to kind of like caching old information, like when the patch applies. So try teleporting out and teleporting back into a location. If that doesn't work, one thing that has worked for people is if you go into your settings on the top left, Helen.
Ooh,
So this is
love
actually pretty
this.
good to show live. This is something that some people have experience with. So and this is just like I said, it's probably just has to do with them patching in new locations and such. So if you go to your settings on the top left,
Okay.
and then I want you to go into the visual settings, so the little monitor that you see next to the gamepad.
Beautiful. Accounting for
And then
lag
you
time.
hit that low graphics.
Okay,
Yeah,
low
hit
graphics.
low
On.
graphics.
Oh, I'm back. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's obviously a temporary. It's obviously a temporary solution. I think most people resolves after they kind of like low graphics and then they control F5 to get out. But because we're on stream, you can kind of do that later.
Perfect. Wow. Happy to do a live demo. Thank you, Mado. Okay. So, guild time. Right now, I'm
Right.
guildless.
So I'm actually gonna
Oh, yeah,
actually
cut
show my
to-
screen first, because
Good call.
I'll create it, since I have more mana and more Kwanzaa. See, you don't have the Kwanzaa and mana requirement. Okay, so if anybody wants to create a guild, initially we had the idea that guilds were going to be exclusive for kind of like guild halls for land owners. We're deciding to kind of like rework how that happens. So instead, everybody has access for guilds. We're still kind of thinking about how we're gonna incorporate guild halls and what their role is going to be. But for now, we wanted to kind of like expedite guilds as well as PvP. That was later in our roadmap, but we decided to expedite it because we thought it was a huge ask from players, and so taking that feedback into account, we decided, hey, PvP and guilds, those will get priority, and we'll streamline them as we keep on going. So, as you saw, I just go into this top left corner where it has guilds, click that, and I have access as long as I have the 10,000 mana and the 1 billion Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa you can earn from in-game now. For those who don't know, you don't have to own a land to earn those. And let's put it Otherworld's name.
Oh, cute.
Hit create. And there we go. I have my guild. I'm gonna go to management. And here I have my guild level. So the amount of people that you can have in your guild depends on your guild level. So you can level up. You can level them up from arena battles, from gathering, for inscriptions, etc. So keep on grinding out that guild and you'll be able to get more members. And as your members, expand, then you'll be able to get more experience from your guild as well, since all your guild members will be getting experience. And then if I want to add a member, I can add. I'm gonna add you as an officer. There are different roles. These roles are gonna get more defined over time. But for right now, an officer role, I believe that gives you ability to also add other members.
I'm honored. Maybe Alchemist Proper Peen? I also might not have done a space, to be honest.
It's okay, I have you on my friends list. Oh yeah, it's not the space, that's why. It's just Wizard Helen about space.
Yay, I have a guild.
And there you go. You're now in my guild. You can go over to your screen now to show that you're in it.
Alright.
I have my guild over my head.
Just account for a little bit of stream lag. Hello, I'm at Hedge Wizard Encampment, and I'm in a guild. Fun!
Awesome.
Wow, let's conquer the world, Mado. And
Let's do that. One step at a time, though.
yeah, it's gonna be a long process for sure. So I thought it would also be fun to go check out the city that we were talking about earlier that the guilds are going to win a month of delegation rights to. So it is in, if we join the map here, my OBS is causing mad lag. What's up? Ooh. Walking. In the new and improved Hedge Wizard Encampment, I might add. We are. It's in a snowy region, at least I think it's snow. It also has skulls, so that's cool. Down here, this is the one, and you can search for it. I've added it to favorites. We can teleport here for 0 gold and check it out. It is in the hands of Chuck Fresco and Gavorla, who are community members that, oh yeah, this is the place where I had to do the fix. So Mado said, go to settings, temp fix, off, bam. This is the city that the guild will be checking out. Ooh, baby, we've got some crazy cow heads in the Colosseum itself. And who knows what they're gonna build? I mean, I know that Gavorla and Chuck Fresco are gonna take great care of it. But then another guild, whoever wins is gonna have, ooh, there's someone fighting right now. A few people are fighting right now, ooh la la. One thing I realized is like you can do 1v3s even, so if you feel really powerful, wow, so many options available to you. Okay. Let me see, I saw another question here I want to address as we switch to doing a little bit of a new player experience moment. So, hello everybody. I'm going to reload my game here because Mado and I want to show you what the new player experience is like with the new Forgotten Runes Wizards Cults lore additions and the new and improved flow. You're thrown right into the action now and it's super fun. So for those of you who have already created your characters, you're not going back there anytime soon, you're gonna get to see it with us.
Yep, it's all part of our world domination plans, one step at a time. Start from going into the portal first.
So, first, okay, Choco Alien. If you're one of my 2 settlement winners from the Runiverse Direct, who I need to go back and check DMs with to get info, today. I'll send land today. We'll send that info to the dev team. And I saw the question. First, Runiverse Wielder said, thank you for the fixes and improvements. The game is getting better every day. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. You guys are the reason it's getting better every day. It's the data we're getting from you. It's the feedback we're getting from you. You know, our dev team is learning the flow and they're very open to being quick and getting feedback and improving constantly. So it's a long ride and we're glad you're here with us because this early access period has been wild and really good. So thank you. And then Neelan, our friend here, said, will the pixel rewards be distributed automatically or does someone from the guild have to manage the distribution? That's a good question. And I imagine you're talking about the pixel rewards from the Pixels PvP launch tournament. Do we know, Mado, or is this something you and I should look into after the stream?
I will look into it after your stream, but I'm pretty sure it will be distributed automatically. But I'll get more information for that.
Cool. And now, let's create a new character. Folks, I am not sure how I should make my character look, so I'm open to ideas. I'm thinking, I've never done this very attractive green makeup before. It kind of looks like I drank a potion I shouldn't have, you know? And I'm down with that. Potion.
Who says you should have drinking it? Don't let the law stop you.
Potion drinker, right? Hair color. Looks like the bartender from Shrek. Do you Shrek, Irving? I mean, what color is that bartender's hair? Let's embrace it. I've never done yellow hair or blonde. I think I look awesome. Will you change the temple? I mean the mana for items. Do you mean rebalancing? It's too low now? Well, we'll keep looking at numbers and tweak where we need to. I know that we've been talking about a few economy balances since the update. I think this looks like a wizard I want to be friends with, not because I think they'd be responsible, but because I feel like they wouldn't be and it would add more excitement to my life, so that's what we're gonna do.
I agree. That looks like a party wizard. That's a yellow hat if I saw one.
That's it. All right, let's begin the new player experience. Oh, extreme Nami, I missed your blue. You're so right, blue would have been perfect.
It's okay, I'm blue enough for both of us.
True. Oh, you purple. Oh yeah, here's Mado's wizard getting started. I'm George. So this text is all the same. And now, camp under attack, so it begins. Mado, don't go far, I'm your best friend. We're under attack. Let's save him, Mado.
We're under attack. Potion drinker.
I will protect the encampment. Defend ourselves. There's no time to explain the corruption upon us. Take this spell crystal and deal with this wolf while I rush on ahead. No problem. Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah, so one thing that we had for feedback of the first time user experience before was the tutorial felt like it was too slow to get you into combat. And so that's definitely something that we took into heart. So that's why as soon as you start this tutorial, pretty much it was like, no time to explain. Like, before I explained forever for you. Now there's no time, just fight.
Yeah, the encampment's under attack. Hi, Tadic. 753, hello. Wow, I look awesome. One down. How's it going over in Madoland?
I already defeated the wildfire. I was waiting for you. Oh yeah, you can switch over to my camera.
Yeah,
One thing I will actually point out too. Yeah, one thing I'll point out too is actually that if you notice, this kind of highlights our new questing system as well. So like one other feedback that we got from previous patch was that questing felt like it was too hard to follow along. So as you can see here, I have the camp under attack, and it tells me right here I have to gather cotton. I already completed that, so that's checked off. Now I have to go to the forge and then forge my comfy robes. So a lot easier to follow through, especially if you're a new user and you're kind of like lost on where to go. You have this little arrow that points you to the next direction too. And so we'll obviously keep on continuing and expanding on this functionality in the future, but this will make it much easier for you to quest.
Beautiful, to the forge. Okay, yeah. I'm seeing Miguela Belana's comments here about the need for mana. And what I'm gonna do, Miguela, is copy what you said and put it into a conversation for later to go over with the dev team as we discuss rebalances. Take an equipment at the forging station up ahead. Need both materials. Excellent, excellent. So, to keep everyone in the loop, Miguela is saying that you need mana for infusion, leveling at gathering stations, workshops, and also the energy vault for workshops, so it's becoming increasingly important, and Miguela wants us to revisit it and its balancing based on that. Okay, forging a robe so we won't be in the nude anymore. Forging comfy.
You can take it off after you forge. You don't have
Yeah.
to. If you want to be nude, you can be nude.
We're not here to yuck yums in Forgotten Runiverse, that's for sure. Oh, no material? No, we're good, we're good. Alright, alright. Give me my stuff.
Oh, you want actually a cool feature? Because I created a guild, guilds are actually account-wide. So as you see, we have new characters, but we're already in the Otherworldly guild.
Yo, that's so cool. I didn't know that. I learned that today. Okay, now where am I? I must gather cotton. To the outside. I think a sheep or two might await. Also, I've always gotten a kick out of how you like gather sheep and they just disappear. It's like, what happened to that poor sheep? Oh, it's a shrub today.
Yeah, it sounds like it's funny. It shows that there's like scissors over them too. So it's like, what'd you do to the sheep?
I just short it, I swear. What's Muhammad saying here? Can you add a system to select all the same item at once to inscribe or sacrifice? That's interesting because I know that a focus this time was on making bulk sacrificing easier. Taking a note of that too. Love you too, Runiverse Wielder. Tanik, that's a really fair question. Do players with active boosts receive any compensation for the rebalance days when boosts were no longer needed? It's an interesting thought. So, from my point of view, I don't know if there was ever a time when boosts were no longer needed, because there's the baseline and then there's getting the perk to go above whatever the baseline is at that time. So it's a different point of view, I think, but it's an interesting one. I hadn't thought about that point of view before.
Yeah, I think that goes hand in hand with their way of rebalancing to one, like drop rates and such, so like they're significantly more than they were before, and then also you get boosted rates for when you're well rested. So it's kind of like more like condensing the periods in which that you would play, rather than kind of like removing, it kind of like consolidates it. So that way, if you're playing at more active, like more average play times, then you should pretty much even out because you have that extra boost. So that being said, we'll still be revisiting and looking at values, and there's always room for adjustments and room for rebalancing based off of feedback and the data that we collect. So
certainly. And I got my comfy robes. Which, are you leaving yours on, Mado, or?
Oh, I just put on my NFT. I wanted to play as my
nice.
Magus 7, even if I'm on a new character.
That's so on brand and so smart. You know what? I'll do my Runiverse team one because I barely get the opportunity. Here we go. We're Runiversing. All right. What's next in our journal?
Next, we have to help the founders fight down here.
Ooh. I love this moment. Okay. It's Elf. Wizard. Perfect timing. These foul creatures are keen on destroying this encampment. That is foul indeed. Help us fend them off.
So this fight is pretty cool because it kind of, it showcases like party system before you even get to actually have party members.
Oh, good point. We like to show, not tell. And while we kill these
Another
foul
thing
creatures.
to note. Yeah. Sorry, I think another thing to note as well is that it's in our Runiverse Direct we mentioned that part of our roadmap is having like mercenaries or kind of like having like NPC party members. And so this also kind of like showcases that as well, even though it's not available right now. But later on we will have like a summoning system where you're able to bring in party members and kind of get some help from the fights.
Beautiful. From Elf Baron Dota. I also see Miguela Balana asking, is it also possible to make the PvP match random depending on the rank instead of picking players to versus with so it will be fair to everyone? That's compelling. So you're kind of looking for an automatic matchmaking situation. I think at this point, like, you have to keep in mind it's our earliest launch. We've just set out these first parts of the system and we'll be building it more from here, especially as we build toward a 1.0 launch. But that is a beautiful recommendation to have as we think about that. Okay, what's Elf saying? We channeled in from the Quantum Downs for a brief visit to George of Dreams and we're about to set off. But we can afford to give you a spell crystal. Okay, we love this. Mado and I love this because now you kind of get to choose your first crystal based on what you tell Elf here. A legendary cult of wizards
Almost like choosing your first Pokemon.
Yeah. Put thy rune on the door is our mantra, and it means to put your mark on the world so that you are not forgotten. Now, how will we be remembered? Be remembered as the mightiest of wizards. I'll be remembered as the protector of the weak and weary. I'll be remembered as a giver, a caretaker. Fabulationary saying the goat is scary. True. Okay. I'm going to say protector of the weak and weary because that's how I feel in my heart. Okay, what do I get? Spell alert. Ooh. If you want to further aid in the defense, you're gonna need to enchant that recipe. All right, to the Mage Workshop. Oh, Mohammed, yeah, that's a really good point. Like, we've been thinking a lot about bots in this update too, and I don't want to give details, but we've certainly gotten some DMs about possible exploits that we want to get ahead of. So we're with you. I share that concern.
Yeah, I would say that some of the points that you were brought up are things that devs have actually taken into account. So even if immediately it seems like it's like an exploit, it's something that devs are actually aware of and like we are accounting for. And we do have like our internal checks that we're looking for where we usually ban in waves. So even if you see some people like, doing some nefarious stuff right now, it doesn't mean that they're going to particularly get away with it. We're monitoring, and anybody who seems like they're exploiting systems will get some punishment, and they won't be able to get any rewards or participate in raffles and such as a result. So,
indeed. But we're glad you guys are aware of it too. It's something we should stay on top of. Here we go. Enchant. I'm doing it with my NPC. Ah, DeWave Mana. You have a great name to match the exclamation mark mana you just did. We should run our next prize. It's about that time. So, while I finish my spell tutorial, I recommend you head on over to Twitch, do exclamation mark mana in chat. We will roll another winner in a moment. Amazing. Oh, hi everybody, I see you. Okay, let's do this before we aid in the defense. Let's do a countdown, shall we? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fox the Hunter. I recognize this name. Have you won before, Fox the Hunter? Well, Fox the Hunter, message the channel you're watching right now to let us know either your email address or the wallet address you use in Forgotten Runiverse, and we will hook you up with your prize. Congratulations. Fabulationary, let us know if we're saying your name right, because I love your name. Let's back to gameplay and defend the encampment. Irving, I think winning is in your future, for sure. Should be.
I believe in you.
Believe in you. You're welcome, Fox the Hunter. Oh boy, this is a scary fight. Are you heading to the scary fight also, Mado? I see you have another wizard equipped.
Yeah, I put on my secondary wizard just for fun. You can go ahead and get into that fight.
All right, let's do it. You're here, bless you. Now get ready, this will be a tough fight. Yeah, the cockatrice now makes a moment in the game sooner than it did before. I hope that I can survive it. Foreshadow, foreshadow. Yo, Delvi Fuji. Or Fuge, not sure. 2 E's there. Can use my new spell though, I'll tell you that.
Maybe it's Fugue.
Frenching it up a little?
Your French is much better than mine. Try pronouncing it in French.
Fugue? I don't think it's a real word. I went down. Uh-oh. Your Japanese is way better than mine though, Mado, so there's that. We fell to the cockatrice. Like refugee. Oh, I see. Fuji. Delvi Fuji. There we go. We got confirmation in Twitch chat of how to pronounce. We're doing like Leviosa chat here. Fabula is Latin for play. It's a portmanteau of that and revolutionary. That's cool. Fabulationary. Okay, and now you're up. I'm glad. Green wizards truly are masters of healing. But I wouldn't shy away from using a rest potion. Getting knocked down really takes the wind out of you. Fair enough, George. How do you message us?
I see that there's...
Go ahead.
Oops, I was being really quick. There's a message in the chat that says, do we have to keep our team bros up for rest? I didn't check my numbers and my rest level didn't change. So we went over this briefly in the intro, but the rest system does have some bugs with it. The devs are currently looking into that, and for now they're kind of reset the rest system so that way by the time I can level off even if you're not rested until they solve those bugs. So we're looking for a fix that hopefully today, but keep an eye out for announcements for more updates on that.
Fox the Hunter, I think if you do w/@Forgotten Runiverse, it'll whisper us. I wouldn't put your information out in that message right away. I would confirm that the message was started that way. In a Twitch chat, you can do that. That's okay, Flandin Blowers. Thanks for asking. All right, and bam, that is a new player experience. You lose to the cockatrice. Now you have a very good reason to go finding it later, I might say. Before we get into the Gathering Tree with Serana. That was a little waypoint now. I like this natural tie-in that the narrative team figured out to go, well, green wizards heal. If you die at the end of the intro, then you'll naturally be brought to their tents, and then you're right there with Serana. We're learning. Very smart. Okay. Some spells are still not updated yet. Did you know anything about that, Mado? I know that there was some conversation yesterday about the update taking longer to launch as we were going through a few of them. Or the patch.
That's not too out of the ordinary. I think that if there's anything that's hasn't updated yet, it's definitely going to be looked into by the devs. For us, they're, like I said earlier, we're going to be posting an update for the equipment, so they'll be looking at spells as well for anything that got missed and retroactively fix that. So
gorgeous. Okay. We're approaching the end of our stream, but you might remember that in episode 1, I think episode 3, here and there, we've done a little segment at the end where we give a closer look at something about the game. And I thought today, because we're looking at a new player experience overhaul again, it would be nice to go over the canonical reasons for the rifts and what exactly the Forgotten is. So, sit back and enjoy. Here we go. What is the deal with Rifts in the Forgotten? Okay, first of all, this is the canonical reason for all the random items in the Font of Memory. We've got some interdimensional magic happening here. And that's part of what happened when you first created your character and stepped through the rift at the beginning of the game. You escaped the Forgotten, which is a hidden realm of lost magic and erased souls. And you re-entered the physical world of the Runiverse. And the Forgotten, it's not just a place, it's everything that slipped through the cracks of time and memory itself. This mysterious quantum shadow that consumed most of the Runiverse had consumed you too, and banished you to the Forgotten. But within this strange realm stood a beacon called the Secret Tower, which those of you in the Forgotten Realms Wizards cult will be very familiar with. This is a sacred place that is home to the Book of Lore and binds Runiverse wizards to their physical incarnations. Within the Secret Tower, the magic was so powerful that wizards maintained a thread of connection between their home dimension and the dimension of nothingness in which they were trapped. The potent magic within the tower became an anchor point between the Forgotten and the Runiverse. Now, if you've been here in early access since its earliest days, you probably remember our pre-launch event, the Runiverse Rifts, where chaos magic tore open space and time and created a rift in the Secret Tower. That's what the videos that you're seeing right here are all from. Throughout that event, you saw videos featuring wizards whose lore had been written by members of the Forgotten Runes Wizards cult, and those wizards were stuck in the Secret Tower. Each video showed them seizing an opportunity to stabilize the connection between the Runiverse and the Forgotten to return home. So I'm going to read out here an excerpt about the event's lore. A rift tore open in the fabric of space and time as chaos magic rippled through the Secret Tower. The disturbance caught the attention of wizards who had dwelt there since the quantum shadow banished them to the Forgotten. Sensing an opportunity, they acted swiftly. They weaved their magic into the rift, attaching a message to its erratic currents. Their plea rode the wave back to another realm. "Can you save us from this void?" A sage voice responded. "Perhaps. First, we must stabilize the rift." Together, wizards on both sides worked to hold it open, and when the rift finally held, Forgotten Runiverse entered global early access. So although we've escaped the Forgotten, its influence remains. It continues to shape the world we love and even gifts us treasures like your Font of Memory rewards. In Forgotten Runiverse, mana is more than just a magical resource. It is diluted memory itself. At the temple, you offer items to the Forgotten in exchange for recollection of lost memories, and these memories take the form of mana. Naturally, as wizards, we find it very useful. The Forgotten's ability to transmute physical objects into pure memory is very powerful for spells. So you also commune with the Forgotten through the Font of Memory. When you offer mana, pure potent memory to the font, it is carried back into the Forgotten, and in return, something long lost is restored. Fragments of the past begin to re-emerge and shape the Runiverse in subtle and powerful ways. Ta-da! That's a little bit of lore for you. Thanks for listening. Whew, what do you think?
Awesome. Thanks for going into that. Yeah, that was great. Like, doing a deep dive on that was wonderful. Like, I think there's definitely more room for lore and stories that we're going to be introducing. You know, this is still early access, so like the focus right now is getting the game out, getting the core mechanics, and we're slowly building up on top of the lore for the storyline and for integrating into the Forgotten Runes collection as we increase patches. And this patch was part of that. So I kind of feel like the story for this patch feels more aligned with this kind of what we had for the rifts initially, where it's kind of like a wizard coming in from the rifts and back into the world. It feels more in line with that because you kind of get George of Dreams pretty much drawing you into the fray, showing you off with other wizards, so you get to see Elf, Goat, and Bear, and you get to kind of like explore the world from that perspective. So I think it's really cool. I'm ready to continue building off of that with more characters that people are familiar with and love, and more storylines people are familiar with and love. And just in general, we'll be looking at stories that, from the Book of Lore to integrate. Aside from that, I also saw that there was a cool response while you're doing that from Fabulotionary, saying that he really likes the rest system design. Connecting to houses and decorations is a good way to give those a reason to invest time and mana. Thank you for those kind words. We appreciate that, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So one concern that we are addressing for this patch that previously feedback has been given to us was that smaller plots feel like they're kind of outclassed entirely by larger plots, and that they don't really have like their niche or really use or purpose. And so we kind of like thought a lot about how we can integrate it in a way that's not disruptive. And we figured that another thing is we want people to use housing more, and housing didn't really have a purpose other than just like looking cool and having a nice decoration. So a lot of people would opt instead to have a gathering station since that brought utility, and it felt like the trade-off was much better. Now we feel like smaller plot owners can have the housing option to help manage their rested state, and that gives them much more utility for those smaller houses. So now it feels like owning a house on the Runiverse is much more impactful, even if it's just a small homestead. And with that, obviously, you'll want people to decorate their house as well, so we want to encourage that. And of course, we want people to build more houses. We want the Runiverse to feel like a more lively place, more lived in. And so it's kind of like, two birds with one stone in a sense. And we're gonna, of course, be explaining the mechanics and looking more into how we can balance it so that way it feels like it's more impactful. As I said earlier, there's currently some bugs to the rest system. Some people have been saying that they haven't been getting their rest bonuses from their houses. Completely unintended, obviously. So those are going to be looked into by the devs. And hopefully we create a system where it, encourages players to build houses, decorate them well, and they'll be rewarded for that by having the extra rested state for their gameplay.
Definitely couldn't agree more. So, thank you all for your kind words here. I also see Yuri Beds to 20,000 saying exclamation mark mana. Do you want to do our countdown for the last prize, Mado?
Let's do it.
Cool.
Okay. Get those mana in. Exclamation mark mana. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, mana.
The winner is Stans0. Stans0, please message us here on the Forgotten Runes Twitch channel. Let us know either your wallet address or the email address you use in Forgotten Runiverse, and we will send 3,000 mana straight to your account. Congratulations. So,
Congrats.
I want to see if there are any final questions you want to address here. We want to,
Will
yep.
the real Stans0 please stand up?
Well, first I want to say thank you all for your kind words, because that fuel is going to keep us going and pushing us, even though, the team has been up late working really hard on this update for a long time. They're really giving it their all, and of course that doesn't mean that there weren't errors or things that we need to correct, but as we push ourselves further to make sure we're staying on top of it and correcting those things for you, your words of encouragement are really the fuel we need, so thank you so much for that. And for those of you who had concerns, we've taken note here. We're going to take that energy we got from all the nice things you saw in Twitch chat today and use it to address the concerns that you had for us. Is there anything you'd like to say before we sign off, Mado?
Nope. Stay magic.
Stay magic, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Bye.